She repeated her investigator's mantra. One thing at a time, one decision at a time. Every detail could be significant, and every decision she made might prove much later, in a cold and unforgiving court, to have unimagined consequences. The universe was turning, and she wanted to slow it down and hold on to every particle, to have time to examine it, to revolve it slowly in the light. Every human action contaminated. Still, she would go to the roof. To hesitate might mean she would lose other evidence, like who was there right now. The door to the stairs was propped open. She paused and considered the Coke can that someone had slid between the door and its frame. She called Steve on her mobile. "Get someone on the door, quick. Nothing moves. No one goes up or down. There's a Coke can here, needs seizing." She felt in her trouser pocket and took out a pair of blue plastic gloves, identical to those the uniformed sergeant had been wearing. As she put them on, she scanned the length of the building, taking in the CCTV camera that was pointing towards the door. She stepped into the lobby. It was dimly lit by the pallid light seeping through the glass bricks that formed part of the exterior wall. On the left was an abandoned caretaker's office. In front of her, 2 dark lift doors, and to the right, the door to the fire stairwell. She paused to consider which route they had taken to the roof. Had it been the lift or the stairs? She would order a search team to do a fingertip examination of the whole area. But in the meantime, she'd risk the contamination and take the stinking lift. She pulled a pen from her pocket and used it to press the request button. The lift walls were dappled, stained metal. There was burnt aluminium foil on the floor. She prayed the lift wouldn't break down. It creaked steadily upwards, sending vibrations echoing along the shaft. The doors opened onto the final landing. Above her, the service stairs climbed into darkness, broken by a square of light that was opening onto the roof. As she climbed, she heard distant, low voices. Stepping out from the sheltered stairway, she was blasted by the wind. The sheer height made her want to retreat. Clouds were whipping across the blue sky. From where she stood, there was no view of the ground, just the white concrete platform of the roof and the spinning sky. A foot away from the edge, a male inspector in uniform faced a female uniformed police constable. The female was young, about 22, a slim, athletic build. She didn't have a hat on, and Collins could see blonde hair pulled back into a plait. She was sitting down. On her lap, with his arm round her neck, was a small boy in a bear suit. Collins held out her warrant card. "Detective Sergeant Sarah Collins." The inspector stepped towards her. He was tall, a streak of grey in his hair. "What are you doing up here? This is a crime scene." "I could ask the same of you, sir." Something like anger flushed briefly through his face. "Kieran Shaw. I'm the duty inspector. It's clear enough what I'm doing here. One of my officers is dead. Another is up here on her own with a missing child. I'm here to make sure no one else falls off this fucking roof." He turned away and spoke into his radio. "Control, receiving Inspector Shaw. An officer to close off the stairs with tape immediately, and any other entrances to the building to be closed off. No one else to go up or down. This is a critical incident." He turned back to the female officer and the boy in the bear suit. "We'll get you both down." Collins considered the female PC. She wanted to speak to her then and there, to spirit her away from this duty inspector and find out what had happened before anyone else could brief her. But the PC was ashen, and her lips were blue. She was beginning to shake, as though she had been immersed in very cold water for far too long. Collins spoke into her own radio. "Control receiving DS Collins, Department of Professional Standards. I'm going to be running this from now on. DC Steve Bradshaw is supervising the establishment of a crime scene. We need medical assistance for an adult female believed going into shock, breathing and conscious. I'll meet London Ambulance at the bottom of the stairs." Collins left the PC sitting in an ambulance being assessed.